right, so we got a room full of folks. It's good to see everybody in the chat room. We're back. Adjust my light. There we go. It must be the light. I think I've moved my light around since last week. Let me go full screen real quick. Hold on. It's not too bad. I would probably look better with less light. You wouldn't be able to see me as good. That'd be good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Chairs No Waiting. This is the live show. Glad to have you with us here as we record the podcast for this week. And if you would like to be a part of the chat room, you're seeing it right over here on that side of me. You can join us over at live.twochairsnowaiting.com. So if you're over at maybe Facebook or YouTube, you're more than welcome to stay over there and visit with the folks there. There's nice folks all these places. But if you'd like to be here in the chat room and visit with these other 43 or so other folks here, we'll be in here. Let's see. I see there's Peter. He's in the room. Miss Ellie's boy. I'm not wearing my hat. That he was encouraged to go by. Yeah, I'm not wearing it tonight. I've only ever wore a hat that one time here on the podcast. I should have wore... Wait a minute. Here. I'll wear this hat. Hold on. I'll wear this one. Where am I? That's my goober beanie. Could wear that. So that's the only time I've ever worn a hat here on the podcast. Well, let me stop that music so I don't start back up. Yeah, last week is the first time and only time that I've ever worn a hat during the podcast. I do believe that is a true statement. So, yeah, Peter got his hat. He posted on Facebook that he got his hat, and we sent him a couple other little niceties too. Miss Weaver did, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. I don't know. I'm not sure what size shirt she sent. It may be too big for you, Peter. I know you've been getting healthy, so the shirt might have been too big. So hopefully it's not too big, but not too big. In other words. Let's see. And I think we sent him a card. We sent him a card with his mom on it. That's what it was. Yeah, Jan did that. So it's pretty cool. So you folks, I hope you had a great Mayberry week. It's been nice here in Alabama. Everything's been going good. We had a new holiday this past weekend. So some of us got off work, which was unexpected. Because they just passed the holiday like on Thursday or something. I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's so it's so big. The shirt's so big. Peter said his wife could wear it as pajamas. That's true. Yeah, it's very soft. They're very soft. We're talking about the Weaver's department store shirts. If you guys don't know, there are actually Weaver's department store shirts like I had on last week. I'll show you. Where's my Weaver stuff? Here we go. There's a Weaver's hat and a Weaver's shirt. So if you like to get a Weaver's hat or a Weaver's shirt, you can do that. Go do that. There they are. The shirt's pretty cool. Here's Jan wearing one. There she is. She's wearing her hat and her thing. Let me go full screen for you, where you can see she looks better in her hat and shirt than me. But there she is. So you can get those, and the shirts are real soft. I like them. I wear them a lot. So they're good shirts. And the hat, I like the hat. I like the way it fits. Yeah, here's Miss Weaver. She has on her shirt. So those are fun. And the hats fit really nice. And so the hat is just like the one with the squad car emblem on it. I don't know if you've seen those. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, the hat with the squad car, it fits just like the Weaver's hat does. It's a low profile hat, and that's what I like. So that's the reason that's the kind of hat they are. Because I figured if nobody else would wear them, at least I'd have a whole lot of hats I could wear. But folks have enjoyed those hats. So both the Weavers and surprisingly the Weavers. I didn't really know if we'd sell very many Weavers hats, but we've sold several. And we've definitely sold several of the patrol car emblem hats. So both of those hats are low profile. So if you like those kind of caps, it's a cap. It's not a hat, a cap. But if you like those kind of caps, they fit nice. There's the Weaver one. They're actually the same kind. This one stood up a whole lot better when I took the picture than this one, but it's still they're the exact same kind of hats, caps. I'm not a good salesman. I like the hats. I do wear them. I'm not a big hat guy, and I still wear them a lot. Oh no, what did I do? Okay. See, I shouldn't have been doing stuff. Now I've reorganized my Weaver's stuff. There we go. Now I fixed it. I got it fixed. So let's see. So this past weekend was a holiday, as I was saying, and things went well. I got an extra day off, which is unusual. So let's just say, how much weaving could a weaver weave if they weaved a weaver's hat? That's good. Can I use that, Mike? I'd like to use that. How much weaving would a weaver weave if a weaver could weave weavers? There you go. Sarah, sitting in this. Yeah, let's sing that one. All right. All right. So tonight we're going to be doing some from Maggie Peterson. We're going to be hearing from her. We got a nice letter from her. Got a letter I'm going to read to you for all of you, not for. It's just for all the Mayberry fans. So I wanted to read this and make sure you guys all got to hear it. So that's great. We got that to share with everybody. So I know Maggie is appreciative of everything you guys have done. So we'll get to hear from that. And we're going to hear from Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History. And we'll do a little bit of trivia. And I was figuring out, by the way, Scott Hopkins' book that you can get at Weavers. I'm going to mention that during the podcast. But you can get it. It's got 1,500 questions. I'm only reading 5 questions at a time. So, you know, if you really like the questions, you really need to buy the book itself, because it's going to take 300 episodes doing 5 at a time to do all the trivia questions. I don't know. 300. What are we on? 630? That's a long time. So we need to do that. All right, so let's get this show rolling, and everybody will have a little bit of fun. And you guys in the chat room, enjoy yourself talking with each other. Let's see who's here. I didn't say hi to everybody. Let me see who is in the chat room. We got 40 users online, 41 now. And I opened it, and I don't know where it went. This is doing this every week. It goes off the edge of the screen. Let me see if I moved it the last time. See if I can do it again. Somehow I did it. Come on, where's the move button? Because I was able to do that last week. Real easy. How come I could do it last week and I can't remember how? Oh, well. I can't get it to move back. So I'm not going to be able to tell you who else here. Let me see if I can move it over here and see what happens if I open it. So I always like to try to read, and it works on this screen. That's weird. All right, so I see Carolina Cody. I see Mayor Pike, Dennis, Asa Blaine, Lydia Crosswaith. It's therapeutic. Miss Mayberry, Sarah Blaine, Indiana Steve, Van Pastor Man. I like that. Kentucky Mike. Okay, Tim, Matt Copeland. It's good to see you in here. He is our executive producer for tonight, by the way. Let's see, Mike Creech. Good to see you in here, Mike. We got Peter. That's Miss Ellie's boy. We got Josh and Mandy. It's good to have y'all in here as well. JL327, Dr. Pendyke, Dr. UT Pendyke, DMV. Wouldn't you know, Don, JPJ, the Carp Gigger. Kathy Hinckley's. Hey, Kathy's good to see you. Richard is in here with us. Big Ma, Judd, and Jelsic have made it. And Goober Fife, and then about 18 anonymous folks. So if you want to get your name said here at the start of the show, you can come over and join this chat room next week. And I'll try to read everybody's name, assuming I remember. All right, so let's get this show rolling. Let me cover you guys up so we can go. Let me check my music real quick. Did I save this? Let me do something real quick. I've got voicemails. I've got one, two, three, four, and six. Somehow I can't number. What happened? It says five. I don't have five. All right, so let's get this show rolling. Let me check my music as what I said I was going to do. Oh boy, I'm glad I checked that. That was quiet. Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. Let's get this show rolling. Talk to you guys on the back end. Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 300. Stop the car. Stop it. Stop. I got to start over. Hold on a second. Gosh, let's do it again. Because it's not 300. It's 638. See, I was talking about 300 episodes, and look what it did to me. Heartache. Let's try it again. Chairs No Waiting, episode number 638, Maggie Peterson in Kingsport, Tennessee, 1998. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at WeaversDepartmentStore.com. Drop by over at Weavers and check out some of the great Mayberry items they have over there. You can get the 60 Years of Mayberry. It's a celebration of the Andy Griffith Show with articles written by cast members, their families, and some other folks. Drop by over there and check it out. It's a great book by Randy Turner. You also can pick up some Miracle Salve while you're there. Get you some Miracle Salve and look around at the Loaded Goat t-shirts. We got some new ones that are short sleeve and V-neck. Head over to WeaversDepartmentStore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you. And executive producer of episode number 638 is Mark Copeland. Thank you, Mark, and thank you for being here in Mayberry with me. Man, it is always fun to spend time in Mayberry. I know I say that every episode, but it's just so true. I have such a great time talking about the Andy Griffith Show and just the things that are related. And this episode, we're going to be hearing from Maggie Peterson. We're going to hear from her. And not only that, before we get into that, before we even show you that, I've got a letter from her that I just received. And it's really for you. It's for you, the fans, and her Mayberry friends that she wanted to say this to. So this is a wonderful letter from Maggie Peterson to you. And it says, "To all my Mayberry friends, hello again. I'm Maggie Peterson, and I'm here to express my deepest thanks to all those who have supported me through this difficult time for me. The outpouring of generosity and good wishes has amazed me. I wish I could hug each and every one of you. I am still in assisted living, but I am doing better. Again, I thank you and God bless you, Maggie." So that's from Maggie. Like I said, I just got that today. And Maggie, if you don't know, has been going through a difficult time, but she is doing better. Now, if you don't know about that, there's a GoFundMe page for Maggie. If you'd like to help her out, she's not asking for this here in this letter. She was just thanking everybody. But I think everybody should know about that. But she's had some definite health issues. And if you would like to go and support her and help her out and be one of those people that she's thanking, if you haven't been, maybe you could help her. You can head over, and there's on every one of our show notes for every episode this year in 2021 for certain, and going back, I believe, into last year, there's a link in the show notes saying Maggie Peterson needs help. It's a GoFundMe page, and you can go and donate and help her. And she is very appreciative, and she just wanted to make sure all of us knew that. So Maggie, thank you so much for just all the wonderful memories and laughters and enjoyment that you have given us over the years. Now, as part of that, I've been going through a series here. This will be our 5th episode about the Kingsport, Tennessee event that was held back in 1998. Now, the event was actually I Remember Mayberry was the name of the event. And in this episode, we're going to be hearing from Maggie Peterson. She's going to be singing and doing some of the music that she really enjoys singing and doing. Usually, most of us have seen her do Salty Dog or There's a Time, and we love it, and we do love it. But this is an opportunity for you to be able to hear and see her singing and doing some of the other things that she loves. And so that's what we're going to head over and check that out. And let's go ahead and do it right now. So let's go ahead and hear from Maggie. After that, we'll do a little bit of trivia and then hear from Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History. So I'm going to pass this along to David Browning from 1998 in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Peterson, Mancuso, Charlie Darwin.
The magic is that we still tune in after all these years. After all these years, it sounds like a song cue. I can see that fortune has been kind to you. I guess you've had no obstacles to climb. Gee, it's good to see you after all these years, completely unchanged by time. You know, Mayberry gave me an opportunity to do a lot of things that I never would have been able to do without it. Seems like Mayberry made it possible for me to travel around the country with my own group and sing in cabarets all across the country. In my group, I had 4 guys, Ernie, Norman, and Woody. And we sang a lot of songs that had 4 parts to them. But unfortunately tonight, Ernie and Woody and Norman can't be here. So I'm going to sing a song that we sang back then, but I'm going to have to do all 4 parts all by myself. So you're going to have to bear with me on this. The song I've chosen to do is a song about a little gal named Lizzie Borden. And she lived in a little town called Fall River. And she chopped her mama up with an axe. And they put her on trial. Now, the problem was that they were going to plan a hoedown the same day that they were going to have the trial. So it posed a big problem for the town. Anyway, that's what the song is about. And it goes something like this. Do I have a mic stand here? If I have a mic stand, it can help. I just called in from Salem and I'd like to get the facts. Someone named Lizzie Borden has done something with an axe. And you're worried because the hoedown usually held on Saturday night can't be banned because of Lizzie. Is that your problem? Right. What in the world's going to happen to the hoedown now? What in the world's going to happen to the hoedown now? What in the world's going to happen to the hoedown since Elizabeth acted low down? What in the world's going to happen to the hoedown now? How in the world are we ever going to have it now? How in the world are we ever going to have it now? How in the world are we going to have the hoedown? It's the day for Elizabeth's showdown. How in the world are you ever going to have it now? didn't do it. Others say, of course, she did. But we all agree Miss Lizzie B is a problem kind of kid. 'Cause you can't chop your papa up in Massachusetts, not even if it's planned as a surprise. No, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. You know how neighbors love to criticize. Now I got him on the sofa where we got to take a snooze. And I hope he went to heaven 'cause he wasn't wearing shoes. I sort of rearranged him with a hatchet, so they say. And then I got my mama in the same old-fashioned way. But you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts and then blame all the damage on the mice. No, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. That kind of thing just isn't very nice. Well, it really kept me hopping on that busy afternoon with down and upstairs chopping while I wrote the ragtime tune. It really made me hustle, and when all was said and done, I removed my mother's bustle when she wasn't wearing one. Oh, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts, not even if you're tired of her cuisine. No, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. That kind of thing is sure to cause a scene. Now, it wasn't done for pleasure, and it wasn't done for spite, and it wasn't done because the lady wasn't very right. She always did the slightest thing her mom and papa did. They said, Lizzie, cut it out. And that's exactly what I did. Oh, you can't jump your mama up in Massachusetts, and then get dressed and go out for a walk. No, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a part right from New York. Well, what do we do now? Let's have a hoedown. What do we do about her? About me? About you? Oh, did we do? What are we waiting for? Did you do it, Liz? Dear me, no. That good enough for you, folks? Yes. Then Lizzie, you're free. Oh, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Shut the door and lock and latch it. Here comes Lizzie with a brand new hatchet. Chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Such a snob I've heard it said she met her paw and cut him dead. Can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Jump like a fish, jump like a porpoise. All take hands and habeas corpus. Chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Run your fingers long on wood. Local girl is making good. Can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a part right from New York. Oh, Lizzie Borden, Massachusetts is a part right from New York. I can see that fortune has been kind to you. I guess you had no obstacles to climb. Gee, it's good to see you after all these years, completely unchanged by
There we go. Maggie Peterson in Kingsport, Tennessee. There she was. So there's another portion of her singing when she sang with Rodney and the Dillards. And we'll try to get that. It looks like I copied over the top of that when I was doing the Ernest T portion of this. So I'm going to have to recapture that. And so hopefully I can get that done soon, because I didn't realize it until today, because I was going to use that and show you, let you see her singing with Rodney and the Dillards, the Darling Boys, and let you hear There's a Time and Salty Dog and those kind of things too. But I'll try to get that in the coming weeks. So keep your fingers crossed. So man, it's just so good to see Maggie. And it's after all these years. That was great. I can't believe she could remember all the words of that Lizzie Borden song. Now, if you were watching the video version, you got to see what she was doing. She was putting different hats on as she was singing as different people, because when she sang it originally, it was with her brothers, with the other fellows. and they sang the other parts. And so she would go back and forth, but she was doing all the parts in this one. So she was putting a different hat on for each character that she was singing as. So anyway, it was really, really good. All right, so let's head and let's do some trivia. Let's get some trivia music going. There we go, Little Mockingbird. So we're going to be doing trivia from the book Mayberry Trivia by Scott Hopkins, available at Weaver's Department Store. There's 1,500 questions in there. We've been doing about 5 questions most episodes the last month or so. But I figured out today there's 1,500 questions in here and answers. The answers are in here too. But if you're waiting to hear all of them here on the podcast, it's going to take 300 episodes at that rate, five a week. And so you might just want to go buy the book, and play. So let's go and check these out. These 5 questions, and they're multiple choice. So are you ready? Let's try this out. Number 1, who actually sings Barney's solo when he's singing Good Old 14A? Who is actually singing the solo when Barney is singing the solo for Good Old 14A? The options are A, Andy, B, Glenn Kripe, C, Jim Lindsay, or D, Bobby Pruitt. Okay, so who actually sings Barney's solo in Good Old 14A? A, Andy, B, Glenn Kripe, C, Jim Lindsay, and D, Bobby Pruitt. All right, so if you don't know the answer, if you don't want to know, pause, because you're going to have to wait and find out. But the answer is B. It was Glenn Kripe. It was Glenn Kripe that was actually singing. All right, folks in the chat room did pretty well. I see most people getting that, and they're saying Glenn sure ain't no tenor. That's what they said. All right, number 2. What kind of soup does Andy consider delicious when it is done right? What kind of soup does Andy consider delicious when it's done right? A, lentil, B, chicken soup, C, minestrone, or D, black bean. Black bean is D. Okay. What kind of soup does Andy consider delicious? A, lentil, B, chicken soup, C, minestrone, and D, black bean. All right, so the answer is C. C, minestrone. That's right. People in the chat room, man, they're good. I wouldn't have had a clue on this. All right, number 3. How many daughters does Mayor Pike have? Now, this one's kind of tricky, I bet. We may have wondered about this one. How many daughters does Mayor Pike have? A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? Okay, does he have 3, 4, 5, or 6? Mayor Pike. How many daughters does he have? The answer is C. No, it's not. So I just read the answer in the chat room. The answer is 3, not C. That would be A. A is the answer. He has 3 daughters. Mayor Pike has 3 daughters. All right. So somebody in the chat room got me. All right, let's see. Number 4. What is the first name? What is the first name of Mayor Pike's 3rd daughter? Oh my goodness. What is the first name of Mayor Pike's 3rd daughter? Now here's the options. A, Jezebel, B, Rita, C, Jenny, or D, Josephine. Okay. What is the first name of Mayor Pike's 3rd daughter? Jezebel, Rita, Jenny, or Josephine? All right, so the answer is, all right, here you go. It's D, Josephine. Josephine's her answer. Wow, good job. Good job, folks in the chat room. We're doing well. All right, final question for this week. What 2 people sing Sweet Adeline into Barney's tape recorder? What two people sing Sweet Adeline to Barney's tape recorder? Was it A, Gomer and Andy, B, Andy and Barney, C, Barney and Otis, or D, Otis and Jed? What two people sing Sweet Adeline into Barney's tape recorder? Folks in the chat room are wanting to phone a friend to try to get help. So I don't know. You might be as well because I didn't know this one. The answer is, well, I'll give you the options one more time. What two people? Was it Gomer and Andy, Andy and Barney, Barney and Otis, or Otis and Jed? I don't think Jed Clampett ever came through town. But the answer is, it was Barney and Otis. That's C. C is the answer. C. All right, so how did you do? Those are a little harder. Or that one was. I don't even remember. Sweet Adeline. Sweet. See, I'm thinking Sweet Caroline. That's my problem. Sweet Caroline. Bop, bop, bop. I don't remember that at all, but it's Adeline. Not. I'm thinking nobody sang that song on the show. What are you talking about? So how did you do? Did you do okay? You have a good time? All right. So last week we had a trivia. This is I'm throwing this in. I didn't tell you it's coming, but we had a trivia episode last week. So episode number 637 is all trivia. So I don't know if you saw that or listened to it or heard it or whatever, but I had one voicemail that I got from a trivia expert, Paul Mulick, who called in for this. So let's hear from Paul.
Hey, Alan, it's Paul Mulick calling in again. I enjoyed your recent episode about the trivia questions. I won't tell you how many I got right, but, well, I was the proofreader for that game and the book, too. Anyway, one of the questions was, who made a hangover cure for Otis? And you gave the answer of Andy, which is correct, but Warren is also a correct answer to that question. We see Warren make pretty much the same drink with the egg and the hot sauce and everything in Otis the Artist. Hal Smith once told a funny story. Remember how he makes all those funny sounds and the faces when he drinks it down? Well, he said when they mixed it up, he also added that when you see the hands stirring it, that was really Reggie Smith. It was his hands, not Andy's. But when they stirred it up, the egg yolk didn't break. So he kind of gagged on it when he swallowed it. So some of them funny reactions were actually real. Just thought I'd add that in there. 10-4, over and out.
Wow.
Bye.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. That's great. No, I did not know that. Now, you may not know who Reggie Smith is. Reggie Smith was the prop master on the Andy Griffith Show. So he's the one that did all the props. He's been mentioned on the podcast before. So if you remember, if you go back far enough, you would have heard me talking about him, especially during the Christmas episode. And then there's a thermos. So I talked about a thermos that appeared on the show that Andy and Helen were going on a picnic to the lake. And they had this thermos, and it's got something written on the bottom, and it says Reggie's Personal on the bottom. Well, it's Reggie Smith, the prop master. It's his thermos. So evidently he left the egg shells in the egg when he made Otis's drink for him. So that's that's pretty funny. So thank you, Paul. And I didn't remember about Warren. That's good. Thank you very much. So I so much enjoy hearing from you guys, and I want to thank him for taking the time to call us in. So now let's go and hear from This Week in Mayberry History.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by special correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
Director Bruce Bilson often describes his time with the Andy Griffith Show as the best job he ever had, but he did leave after the second season concluded in 1962. So why did he leave? When a network series is being made, it is obviously not a 52 weeks in a row proposition. In the infancy of television, series did not air reruns. In fact, in the 1940s and early 1950s, most series were aired live. When I Love Lucy began, Desi Arnaz arranged to have the episodes recorded on film. And when Lucy became pregnant, Desi came up with the idea of just showing previously seen episodes during her pregnancy until Lucy was scheduled to give birth by C-section to their second child on January the 19th, 1953. The episode, Lucy Goes to the Hospital, aired that same night. The rerun was not a new concept, as radio aired them, but it wasn't done on TV until the second season of I Love Lucy. Reruns, and ultimately syndication of reruns, soon became common. Before this, series would go on summer hiatus and be replaced with summer replacements, which were generally not as high of quality. TV series started to generally follow the old-time radio model of 39 weeks of original broadcasts and 13 weeks of reruns. By the early 1960s, that number had lessened. The Andy Griffith Show usually aired 32 episodes per season during its first 5 years, the black and white years, and then 30 per season during the 3 color seasons. In the 1970s, the usual number of episodes in any given series dropped to 26, being the minimum number of episodes a series could have, and also show reruns without ever showing the same episode more than once. But of course, hiatus also meant something else to those in the industry: unemployment for 20 weeks. Bruce Bilson eventually learned to make the best of it and enjoy his time off. He later even bought a boat and christened it Hiatus. But early in his career, he was as adversely affected as anyone else. So when he was offered the job of being assistant director for the series Route 66, which was filming on location in various parts of the country over the summer, he couldn't turn it down. But accepting the new job meant he would not be returning to the Andy Griffith Show. While Bruce was working on Route 66, Bob Sweeney stayed one more season before leaving the Andy Griffith Show himself. Sweeney had been, in essence, the house director during his time on the show. When the series first began, Don Weiss directed the first 10 episodes while the producers looked for a permanent director. Bob Sweeney was brought in to fill that role. Out of the 85 episodes that were filmed after he joined the series during the first 3 seasons, Sweeney directed 80 of them. After the 3rd season of The Andy Griffith Show, Sweeney decided to start his own production company. He was hired to film a pilot episode for CBS for a potential new series called Hey Teacher. The show was about a newly graduated male teacher being hired to teach in an elementary school, a novelty at the time. Dwayne Hickman, who had played the lead in The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, was the teacher, but the rest of the regular cast will be familiar to Mayberry fans. The school janitor was played by Wallace Ford, who was Aunt Bee's old irritating beau, Roger Hanover. Rita Shaw, a.k.a. Big Maud and Mrs. Poultice, was the principal, and teachers were played by Olivia Allman, Henrietta Swanson, who brought her daughter over to borrow some sugar when Andy was judging the beauty pageant, and Cheerio Meredith, Emma Brand. And one of the rambunctious school kids was played by Clint Howard. Hey Teacher was rejected, but it led directly to Sweeney being asked to make a series called The Baileys of Balboa. Bruce was assistant director, while Gary Nelson was second assistant director. Gary went on to a directing career himself, including episodes of The Andy Griffith Show and the TV movie Murder in Coweta County, starring Andy Griffith and Johnny Cash. The Baileys of Balboa starred Clint Howard, along with Sterling Holloway, Mayberry's favorite traveling salesman Burt Miller, and John Daner, Mayberry's favorite purveyor of Indian elixir. And that show set Bruce on his lifelong path of being a legitimate director. Sweeney allowed him to direct 3 episodes and also had Gary Nelson direct 3. Before Bruce's long career was over, he directed on numerous series, often for multiple episodes. A proficient and in-demand director, Bruce worked on more than 100 series and projects, with the most episodes directed being on the series Hogan's Heroes, where he did 25 episodes. He also directed 21 episodes of Love American Style, 17 of Hotel, 11 of The Patty Duke Show, and many others. Bruce directed 22 episodes of Get Smart and won an Emmy in 1968 for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Comedy for one of the episodes. He was also nominated for a Directors Guild of America Award in 1972 for an episode of The Odd Couple, a series on which he directed half a dozen episodes. And all of his career, he applied lessons he learned early on by assisting Bob Sweeney on The Andy Griffith Show. Well, that's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to take care of yourself, take care of others, and take Andy's advice, and go out there and act like somebody.
Randy, thank you so much for that great report. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on things that Randy's doing around the Andy Griffith Show online, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com. turnersgrade@gmail.com, and he'll make sure you're not missing out on any of the fun. Man, it's just so much there. So, hey, going back to the egg shell in in Otis's drink, Peter in our chat room said, swallowing raw eggs, which you remember what they put a raw egg in Otis's drink. Swallowing raw eggs is not all it's cracked up to be. He said, thank you. I'll be here all week. Thank you very much. So in honor of Father's Day last week, that is definitely a dad joke that I thought was funny. So I thought I'd make sure you guys knew that. Yeah. Swallowing raw eggs is not all it's cracked up to be. You see cracked up because you cracked the egg. See, that's funny. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. All right. So, folks, hey, I want to thank everybody for being here with us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. And I want to remind you that the Mayberry Meetup is coming up. The Mayberry Meetup, if you would like to come to Mount Airy, North Carolina, and join up with us and have some fun sitting around and watching the Andy Griffith Show in the evenings, on a big screen. It's actually a sheet that's hanging up and being projected on it. But mainly just getting together and visit and just have a relaxing weekend in Mount Airy, North Carolina. There's a link in our show notes for every episode this year again. So go check out the show notes on twochairsnowaiting.com and go down to where it says 9th Annual Mayberry Meetup, and you can fill out the little form so that we will know who all's coming. Now, the form only goes to me and my wife. So we're the only ones that'll see your email addresses and all that kind of stuff. So don't worry. I am not going to sell them. I'm not going to do anything with them except email you back with information related to the schedule, about what we're going to be doing, and giving you a way to sign up for a text message thing that we will be able to tell you, hey, plans changed, or hey, everybody's gathering at this location. Then send you a text message during the event and keep you informed of what's going on. There's not so many people that I can't do that yet, but at least signed up. We've got about 80 some odd people that have told me for sure they're coming. And I know there's others that have said they're coming that are not signed up yet. So we've got a pretty good crowd right now that's planning to be in Mount Airy, and it's the weekend of the 16th and 17th of July. So that's that weekend. That's Saturday or Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday morning, we'll do the Mayberry Bible study, and everybody head back home and head back to the real world after that and start heading back. So again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I would love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. You can give me a call at 888-684-8415. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com. And if you can't remember any of that, just head over to twochairsnowaiting.com. Information's all right there. Plus, you'll be able to look at these links I keep telling you about Maggie and the meetup and all the other stuff that I've written up for you. So go and check it out. I know you'll enjoy it, because if you made it to this point in the podcast, you'll enjoy visiting the Two Chairs site. So until next time, everybody, I like to hear from you, and I'll be back here, raring to go to talk more Mayberry next time here on Two Chairs. Have a great week. All right, we're clear. Let's go to the chat room, see what's happening in the chat room. Boom, there they are. So, Peter, I liked that joke. That was a good one. Hey, swallowing raw eggs is not all it's cracked up to be. Is that a joke you learned as a pastor, or is that because that's a good one? I like that one, and very good, very timely. You did a good job. Can I use that as Floyd if I ever get an opportunity? Oh, I love it. All right, so let's see what else is going on. We've only got a few minutes here till the show's nearly over. So I think everybody has hopefully had a good time tonight, and I hope you got a chance to play the trivia last week. If you didn't, definitely head over and watch that episode from last week because it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I love puns. Me too. So those kind of jokes or things that Floyd. I love doing this Floyd because then it's like, it's all it's cracked up to. Yeah, you see, it's an egg, and it's cracked, and you have to crack it. Yeah. Anyway, I just love doing stuff like that. I like trying to explain it to people. Oh, it's fun. Those are good. Mike, I hope you're going to be able to make it. I saw that you're going to try. If you can make it, you think you might can. You're not sure, but if you make it to Mayberry meetup, that'll be great. That'd just be fun to see you. Last time I saw Mike Creech, he had a beard and everything, and I didn't recognize him until he had stood there in front of me for about, I don't know, 8-10 seconds. Now I realized who he is. So it's always fun to get to see all you guys. When I look back, I have been doing these Mayberry events since 1994 as Floyd, and I've gotten to meet so many of you folks, and I'm so fortunate, and I feel like you're all friends, and it's so fun to get to just see each other and visit for a little while. And I always hate to leave. These events. Peter, I know you'd enjoy it a lot. I think you would. I wish you weren't all the way in California, but I'm going to be out in California possibly later this year when they're going to have the red carpet event for the Mayberry Man movie sometime in September or mid-September. And Jan and I are planning on going out there. So, yeah, because I don't think I will ever be in another movie. So I'm going to take advantage of everything I can about this particular movie. I'm going to go to anything I can do. So that Mayberry Man movie will be coming out sometime in that time frame. The first red carpet is the 4th of September. Then I think the week after that is probably when they're going to try to do something out in California. So Jan and I are going to try to travel out there. So hopefully that'll all work out and we'll be able to do that. So you're in the northern part of the state. Yeah, that's probably too far. Yeah, I don't know. Jan and I are thinking about staying out there for a while. We haven't ever been up and seen the Redwood. I don't know. Jan's been to L.A., but we've never seen the Redwoods, so we may try to drive up there. Yeah, I'm planning on going to the Oscars if we get nominated. I probably won't go unless they nominate us, but oh, I don't know. I'm afraid. I mean, I actually think the movie will, I don't think we're going to get panned, so I think it'll be pretty good, but hopefully we won't be, we won't be in the Razzies or whatever those bad movie awards are. I don't want to be in but I don't much think we'll probably win any Oscars or anything. But yeah, if they have us at the Oscars, I'm going. You better believe it. Yeah, you better believe it. So let's see what else. Yeah, I'll stay off. I'm gonna go get some newspapers off somebody's yard when I'm out there, and get their housekeeper to come tell me get off their lawn. Yeah, Gary Cooper. That's right. So yeah, I might take a picture of it. Well, if I'll take a picture of it, that's a good idea of their yard, of their newspaper. I think it'll be well received. I think it will. I'm hoping, I believe especially fans are going to love it. I hope other people will like it because honestly, more Mayberry type stuff is what we need, and again, the movie is not a remake of the Andy Griffith Show. It is not. It is stuff that happens at an event like Mayberry Days, and it's that kind of and the poor guy having to meet people who dress up like characters and run around pretending to be Floyd and Barney and everybody and Gomer. Oh, I got a note from Gomer. Chris, let's see, where is that? Let's see if I can pull that up. He is roughing it. Poor Chris Gomes. So he's not here tonight because he's roughing it over in, where is he? Let me see if I can pull this thing up into, I don't know how to, let's see if I can go full screen with this. Open in Messenger. There we go. So the poor guy is roughing it. It looks like he's having in the British Virgin Islands. Poor guy. He sent me a note that said, just a note to you and the Mayberry family, getting some grounding and thinking mostly of you all. Kindness even travels well here in the British Virgin Islands. To everyone, hey, from Gomer. All right, so let me see if I can. Here we go. Look at this poor guy. You know, here's the scenery he's having to look at. He sent me this video. This is where Gomer is, and I know we all feel bad for him. You know, stuck over in the British Virgin Islands. Oh, man, I mean, who wouldn't rather be wherever you are right now than there? Look at that. That's disgusting. I bet it's warm, humid or something. I feel bad for the guy. But anyway, it was nice of him to send us a note and thanking of us tonight because of the podcast. So thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. So I thought I'd try to share it with you guys tonight in the chat room because I knew you would all appreciate it. So now we can all think about poor guy. He's wanting to buy a ship in a bottle. That's exactly right. So, all right, guys, I think that is all I have for you tonight. Hopefully I'll recapture or see if I can recover the video I evidently copied over the top of so that we can get Maggie singing with the Dillards. We'll get that on here. Hopefully I can pull that back. Hopefully I have it. Maybe I don't have it. Maybe that's why it's not available. Maybe that part of the show wasn't recorded because it was the Dillards singing, and they may have told everybody they couldn't record that part. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to look. So yeah, poor Gomer. Poor Gomer. All right, guys. I hope everybody had a good time tonight. I know I did. It's always great to see with you, be here in Mayberry with you guys. And I look forward to visiting with you again next week. Feel free to call like Paul did and leave me a voicemail because, you guys are the thing that keeps me going. All of you guys that are here in the chat room and people over on Facebook, thank you for being here, and on YouTube, all of you guys that are able to show up on Monday nights. It really means a lot. And so maybe you can make it to the Mayberry meetup and we can just all hang out together. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you right back here on Two Chairs. Good night, everybody.